Good morning everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. So yeah, welcome back to another video. We've put up a weatherproof DB board on top of this roof, obviously to supply outside lighting, and there's some three-phase air cons that need power, and yeah, so on. They're obviously going to be doing some renovations up here. They're going to need some more power, so we've fed them with a 16mm ECC cable, three-phase, protected by main breaker. We've put then obviously in the three-phase breakers for the air cons. Obviously there's nothing leaving yet, we still have to do the cable work, and obviously earth leakage just for one plug for now, weatherproof plug. And then just to explain to you guys more or less about the contactors and outside lighting. So I did show you guys in the previous video how to install a timer, and just to pretty much give you a run through. So we've got 4 spotlights currently on the building. Obviously this is all single phase supply, and what we've done, they have 200 watt floodlights. So if you work it out, it's like 3.3 amps, so well under the 10 amp ratio on the 1.5 light cable. So yeah, we use twin and earth obviously to supply them. You can see there's the joint boxes obviously where the wires are running through, and pretty much we just use, like I said, single phase contactor. And this is typically what I like to do in a setup like this. So obviously, you know, you need a 10 amp breaker to protect your timer. That's a must. You can't just obviously come from the timer straight to your lights. So 10 amp breaker protects our timer. What we've done, we've fed obviously now on the load of our timer. So instead of it going straight from the load to the light, we've brought it from the load to our A1 point on the contactor. You see there it says A1. Then what a lot of guys do, they take from the main breaker or they take from whatever breaker and they feed the contactor straight. What we've done is we've put another 10 amp breaker in over here. This is just simply to feed the contactor. So it'll feed now your L1, your live. So that feeds the contactor, but it doesn't energize the contactor. That gets done through the timer on the A1 to energize the coil and release power. So if you look and we bypass our timer, let's just bypass it. It's typically night time, the contactor is in. Now, the bottom of your contactor will then go to your light. But another thing I like to do, before it leaves now to the light, I put another breaker in, a 10 amp breaker. In this case, because of the load, obviously, we're not going to be putting in a 30 or 40. If you're doing street lighting like we used to do, we would then put like a 30 amp breaker or 40 amp breaker, three-phase, from the contactor before it goes to the light. Just in case there is a fault, at least it'll blow the breaker before the contactor. You obviously have to also size your contactor according to your load. In this case, it's just a normal 12 amp contactor, so the loading and the cable sizing and the breaker sizing is correct. And what we've done now, the contactor is releasing power. It's now releasing power to our 10 amp breaker. So the lights are currently off on the outside. Obviously now there will be power now to the lights. So if there is a fault, and let's say water gets in one of the boxes and there's an issue, before it blows the contactor or damages the timer, it will trip the 10 amp breaker, which is a lot better and a lot safer on these devices. So I do recommend doing it. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to do this feed breaker, you don't have to do this contactor protection breaker for the lighting, but I do recommend it. I know it does take up a lot more space, all of this just for some lights, but in the long run it's a lot better. If I kill this one, yes, the contactor is still in, it's engaged, the coil is engaged, but you can touch now, there won't be any power coming out. So it's also a good way to isolate. So hope you guys do enjoy, and if there's anything else you guys would like me to make some videos on, please let me know in the comments. And then please note also, assuming this is a single phase contactor, your A2 coil needs a neutral also. So from the A2 to your main neutral bar. And you don't have to bring a neutral on top of your contactor or leave from there. It could just come from the neutral bar straight to the light, but I like to isolate my neutral before it goes to the lights through the contactor. So I've brought in live and neutral as an isolator on top, and then live and neutral leaving now to the lights. So that neutral at the bottom will go to our light, not from the bar. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and thank you for watching.